Chapter 10, 43, Surprising Discovery. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. In the 5 regional mountain range, 5 different colored lights filled the skies all year round. The entire mountain range was divided into 5 areas based on the 5 different colored lights. The dark purple light was the imitation of southern borders Miasma Regional Wall. The green mountain range was the imitation of Northern Plains Licorice Regional Wall. The red portion was Western Desert's Raging Flame Regional Wall. The deep blue portion was Eastern Sea's Blue Water Regional Wall. As for the White Gold Mountain Range, it was Central Continent's Saint Regional Wall. The rank 7 Ki Path Gu Immortal, Chizai, had died in the White Gold region in the 5 regional mountain range. Fang Yuan let out a breath. He pulled out the flying sword, Immortal Gu, that was lodged in his opponent's forehead. Flying sword. Immortal Gu was originally shining in silvery light, but now it was dim and did not have an aura emitting from it. This was because of the Immortal Killer move Dark Assassination. This move provided extraordinary concealment. Once used, none of the aura of the rank 7 Immortal Killer move would leak. Others could not detect it. Once used, the sword attacked quickly, at a speed which one could not react to. The only weakness was that the attack range was small. The user had to be less than 100 steps away. This was truly a short distance. Ordinary Immortal Killer moves could be used across huge distances. They were incomparable. Thus, Fang Yuan had to take a risk, using Familiar Face to disguise his identity and get close to Chizai. The closer he got, the higher his chance of killing Chizai. For this, Fang Yuan had to fight with Chizai and purposely get injured, so as to reduce Chizai's suspicions. Chizai dying from this move was not unreasonable, because Fang Yuan deceived him, using the infamous Familiar Face. Even though it was not the original version, the core was still rank 8 Attitude Gu when used. This Gu could influence the minds of others, allowing them to feel Fang Yuan's attitude, so as to lower their suspicions. Even though Chizai was vigilant, and it was hard to find vulnerabilities against him, with Fang Yuan's scheming personality, he saw a weakness in Chihei instead during the battle. Using Chihei, Fang Yuan took a risk and killed a rank 7 expert with his rank 6 cultivation level. This was an incredible result. If one was an ordinary rank 6 Gu Immortal, they might wish for the whole world to know about it. But Fang Yuan only sighed in relief now. He did not show any expression of pride. After rebirth, he had gone through a lot. He witnessed Spectral Soul undergoing the myriad tribulations. Killing a rank 7 Gu Immortal was already a small matter from his perspective. If you did not pursue me to this extent, I would not have taken the risk to kill you. All right, let me see why you were so insistent on chasing me. Fang Yuan grabbed at the air as he pulled out Chizai's soul from his corpse. Chizai cultivated Chi Path. His soul was just an ordinary Gu Immortal soul. It was not outstanding. After dying, he was not like those from Shadow Sect. Even though his soul was angry and unwilling, struggling intensely, he could do nothing against Fang Yuan's actions. Fang Yuan first inspected and ensured that the soul had no problems before stuffing him into the 9-5 Sovereign Immortal Aperture. After entering the Immortal Aperture, large numbers of Soul Path Gu worms flew towards Chizai's soul. Soul Search. While Fang Yuan searched the soul, he activated Familiar Face and turned into Chizai's appearance. He did not forget that the rank 6 Gu Immortal Chi. He was still outside. Killing her would be much easier than killing Chizai. But to make this easier and safer, Fang Yuan decided to use the same method to assassinate Chihei as well. His Familiar Face was not the original version. Without change form Immortal Gu, he could only use over 1,000 Mortal Gu to replace it. Thus, transforming his appearance was not instantaneous. He had to spend some time. After he turned into Chizai's appearance, he stored Chizai's corpse and flew out of the 5 regional mountain range. In the end, when he found Chihei, she was already dead. What killed Chi? He was none other than the desolate beast Chi Grand Lion she was sitting on. This Chi Grand Lion was enslaved by Chizai originally. Once he died, the Chi Grand Lion regained its freedom. The Chi Grand Lion was forced by Chizai to travel this much. It was already hungry. If Chi he cultivated any other path, she might have survived. But she was a Chi path Gu immortal with a number of Chi path Dao marks. She was a delicacy to the Chi Grand Lion. Thus, as the Chi Grand Lion was hungry, it attacked her after the control over it was gone. Chi, he was a newly advanced Gu immortal. How could she match the Chi Grand Lion? After a bit of resistance, she was killed by the Chi Grand Lion and eaten by it. It was pitiful. She cultivated her entire life and fortunately became an immortal. But the moment she started witnessing the glory of the Gu immortal world, before she started her journey, she ended up in the desolate beast's mouth. Fang Yuan chased after the Qi Grand Lion, using Flying Sword Immortal Gu and piercing its head in a few moves. Flying Sword Immortal Gu, which was shining in silvery light, rampaged inside the Qi Grand Lion's brain. The Qi Grand Lion fell from the sky in pain. It grimaced and cried out painfully, eventually dying after its struggles ceased. Fang Yuan felt glad when he saw this result. This was the true power of the rank 7 Flying Sword Immortal Gu. Against Gu Immortals, or the Qi Grand Lion, once Flying Sword Immortal Gu dealt a critical strike through piercing, it could deal huge damage. This was unlike the desolate beast mud monster, which did not have any weaknesses in its body. Fang Yuan had a vexing time fighting it. Other than feeling glad, Fang Yuan also felt a loss in wealth. Sir, this rank 7 Immortal Gu used too much immortal essence after killing the Qi Grand Lion. Fang Yuan's expenditure rose again. He could slowly kill it without using Immortal Gu and only using Mortal Killer moves. But it would take far too long. To avoid more trouble, Fang Yuan had to deal with it quickly. After killing the Qi Grand Lion, Fang Yuan cut open its stomach and took out Qi, his minced corpse. He checked carefully. He wanted to find the crucial area near her belly. It was the place where the immortal aperture was at in the Gu Immortal's body. Qi, his aged body, was already chewed up by the Qi Grand Lion after ending up in its stomach. Half of the body was already dissolved. Fang Yuan looked around for a long time before his gaze flashed. He picked out a piece of flesh. Similar to Qi's eye's corpse, Fang Yuan placed it into his immortal aperture. As had been mentioned before, after killing a Gu Immortal, there were two ways to benefit from it. One was to place the immortal aperture down in the 5 regions, where they would form a blessed land or grotto heaven before attacking it and obtaining the resources inside. The other way was to place the immortal aperture into one's own immortal aperture, making the immortal aperture self-detonate. The Dao marks inside would be left behind for the victor. Fang Yuan was using the second method. After this battle, the Qi Path Dao marks in me should increase drastically. From now on, when I use Qi Path Gu worms or killer moves, the amplification effect would exceed my other paths. It is a pity that I am not skilled in Qi Path. My Qi Path attainment level is only at ordinary level. But my immortal aperture will benefit. The environment will change slowly. It would help me when I grow resources that are related to Qi Path. Fang Yuan flew into the air, concealing his traces as he flew among the clouds, thinking over his gains. Ignoring Immortal Gu. Qi's Eye's soul was a huge asset. It had great value waiting to be excavated. As for how many Qi Path Dao marks he would get, Fang Yuan could not estimate it, but he knew that no matter how many Qi Path Dao marks he obtained, it could not match his other benefit. He only discovered this benefit of his new body just now, but it exceeded Fang Yuan's expectations. Other than feeling surprise and joy, he also felt doubts and anticipation. When he entered the 5 regional mountain range, he had a shocking discovery. His body was unaffected by the 5 regional mountain range. According to common sense, Fang Yuan was a southern border Gu immortal. His body had the aura of southern border. No matter what other area relating to a particular region he entered in the 5 regional mountain range, he would be affected by it. But after Fang Yuan went in, he could move freely with no obstructions. After realizing this, Fang Yuan was puzzled, but it soon turned into joy. He had a guess in his mind. This 5 regional mountain range was created by restriction expert Tao Zhu, who imitated the regional walls. If I can travel freely here, does that mean I can also pass the regional walls freely? After that, he thought about the pursuers behind him. He pretended to travel with much difficulty, like he was heavily obstructed. Now, after killing Chi's eye and settling the matter of the Chi Grand Lion and Chi Ha, he had time to think and realized that this was very likely. My new body is not an ordinary body. It has no parents, no origins from other people. It is formed from the rank 9 sovereign immortal fetus goo. If it is treated as an immortal goo, that would explain why I can freely travel across the regional walls. The 5 regional walls targeted goo immortals, not immortal goo. In the past, when Feng Zhuge entered Northern Plains to investigate the truth of 88 Truyong Building, he sent a rank 6 information path immortal goo to his family. It could travel across Northern Plains and Central Continent, going through 2 regional walls without obstruction. If this guess is correct, why would I need to rush and refine fixed immortal travel? Fang Yuan flew as he thought. He got closer to a regional wall. He wanted to verify this guess as quickly as possible. From his perspective, he could not confirm if fixed immortal travel was destroyed. It was only very likely because the special will had set fixed immortal travel as the first one to be destroyed. When Fang Yuan asked the current generation, Ni Xiang, about it, his focus was to confirm Ying Wuxi's current situation. Secondly, he wanted to refine fixed immortal travel to pass the regional walls and return to Langya Blessed Land. Why? Firstly, Langya Blessed Land was safe. It survived 7 waves of attacks in the 500 years of his previous life. It was finally taken down by Heavenly Court after Feng Zhuge died. Secondly, a large number of his resources were inside Langya Blessed Land. He could develop in peace there. The cost of using Treasure Yellow Heaven was simply too high. Lastly, a crucial immortal material, the light of the immemorial era, was needed to refine fixed immortal travel. Even though Fang Yuan had some clues, he knew that hope was small. His biggest worries now were his calamities and tribulations. He was less than 2 months away from the first earthly calamity. Fortune and disaster came together. His blessed land had such a deep foundation, its aptitude far surpassed the 10 extreme physiques. The power of his calamities and tribulations would surely be extraordinary. If my guess is correct, I should give up on fixed immortal travel. I should rush to Langya Blessed Land and prepare amply for the calamities and tribulations. In just less than 2 months, he was no longer an immortal zombie. His immortal aperture was out of this world. The calamities and tribulations were like swords resting above his neck. Feng Yuan looked at the vast clouds in the sky as he felt a strong sense of urgency.